Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV, back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive day. I hope y'all having a great end of y'all weekend. I'm back at y'all with some more boxing talk on the road to 3K. I think we only like 1 or 2 subscribers away from the 2,400 mark. Shout out to the nation and the mob for making this possible. All right, y'all, I'm back at y'all to continue this conversation with the ongoing drama, the ongoing beef. You know what I mean? Within the boxing community, speaking about the Jaron Ennis versus Vergil Ortiz situation, there's been some new information that's come out with the few people that I've been speaking to. You know, I got some, additional information from, some credible sources, man, that's close to the Jaron Ennis camp and things of that nature. And I just wanted to provide that to y'all because I feel like I owe it to y'all. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to the nation and the mob. Now, obviously, for those of y'all who've been in tune or haven't been in tune at all, there was supposed to be a fight, allegedly, that was supposed to take place between Jaron Ennis and Vergil Ortiz, February 26th, Riyadh season card, along with Queensberry Promotions, right? Cool. So since then, there's been talks and things of that nature, but I think a lot of people got misconstrued in exactly what was going on. So to provide some clarification, man, there was an offer sent. You see what I'm saying? There was an offer sent, and this is according to Eddie Hearn, and I got confirmation with this as well, that there was an offer sent for a bout between Jaron Ennis and Vergil Ortiz at 147 pounds. Now, obviously, who is the offer being sent from? It's being sent from Turki Al-Sheikh, you know what I'm saying? The one who's actually getting this fight together, right? Eddie Hearn and them, they thought it was a bit odd, you feel what I'm saying? But they accepted the bout nonetheless. They were considering it. When they went back over to Vergil Ortiz's team, they quickly found out that that was a mistake, that it should not be at 147 pounds, and it needs to take place at 154 pounds. Vergil Ortiz, he tried on several occasions to make the 147-pound limit, ran into some health issues as a result, to the point where there were a lot of people calling for him to retire. So obviously, that's not a healthy weight for him to make. And, he's already had about 3 fights in the 154-pound division, and his health has been holding up well. So it makes sense to really stay there. You feel what I'm saying? I think a lot of people are giving this, false information that Boots and his team were the ones who had offered the fight with Vergil Ortiz at 147 pounds. That's not what happened at all. They were presented a fight at 147 pounds. And, with Boots being the IBF welterweight champion of the world, it made sense for him to fight at that weight. You feel what I'm saying? But come to find out, that was a mistake that, Turki Al-Sheikh and Queensberry had made on their part, not them. So I see a lot of people blaming Boots and Eddie Hearn for that situation, but, they're the ones who are being given the offer. They're not the ones sending it out. You feel what I'm saying? This isn't a Matchroom production. This isn't a, Boots promotion production. This was a Riyadh season card that's, in collaboration with Queensberry Promotions. So that's one thing, right? We needed to clarify that. Moving on from the situation, I do feel like Vergil Ortiz and Jaron Ennis is a great fight, right? But we gotta sit here and really think about this, man. Jaron Ennis, who's currently the IBF welterweight champion of the world, has been hell-bent on trying to unify the division. That's something that he wants to do. He's been open to fighting guys at 154 pounds, but only under the condition that he cannot get a unification bout at welterweight. You feel what I'm saying? He's been trying to work behind the scenes, prior to the Karen fight, he was sending offers to all the champions. He wasn't successful in getting that done, so he had to fight Karen as a result. But now the mandatory is out of the, that mandatory against Karen is out of the way, and he's looking to get some things popping with Stan Jonas, Barrios. From what I understand, there was conversations that was had between his team and those other 2 champions. I don't know exactly what's going on with Brian Norman, but from what I understand, he's still gonna fight Derek Cuevas. That's from what I understand. And, I've heard Brian Norman say that they'll be welcome to, the fight after they get that fight up out of the way. Cool. So Eddie Hearn has been doing everything in his power to get Boots to move up to 154 pounds. And the thing is, the IBF has this new rule that I wasn't even aware of, but apparently the IBF has this rule where if a fighter moves up in weight to compete for another title, they have to vacate the current title that they have. Meaning, if Boots were to go up and face Vergil Ortiz for the WBC interim title, he would have to relinquish or vacate his IBF welterweight title. You see what I'm saying? So it's a lot for Boots to really think about. You feel what I'm saying? Considering that, his goals are to unify the division. And, you know, he wants to become undisputed. He wants to make his mark at welterweight. Is he going to be fighting Vergil Ortiz? Is he going to give up that IBF welterweight title on his pursuit to unifying to go ahead and face Vergil Ortiz, who doesn't really have a legitimate belt, in all honesty? He has a WBC interim title. You see what I'm saying? So is he going to give up his full-fledged world title for a WBC interim title at 154 while, you know, Sebastian Fundora is, you know, tied up in a couple fights? You know what I'm saying? It's not going to guarantee him a marquee fight right away. So, you know, Boots is already feeling like he's established in the welterweight division. He feels like he's close to unifying it, or he's actually in a power position in comparison to 154. It's like he would have to start all over again. You feel what I'm saying? And, you know, Eddie Hearn has been hell-bent on having Jaron Ennis move up to 154 pounds. And we really going to expose why, you know, this is happening. For one, Eddie Hearn, although he's transitioning over to the U.S. to be a promoter and things of that nature, he's starting to understand the U.S. market. His bread and butter is the UK boxing scene. He helped build the UK boxing scene. He already has an understanding of that market, and he's made a shit ton of money in the process of building that UK boxing market, right? Anthony Joshua, that was his cash cow for a long time, but I think it's safe to say at this point in time that Anthony Joshua is on his way out, yo. He probably has a good 2 or 3 fights left in him, and he's out the door. You feel what I'm saying? He's already been expressing for a while that he doesn't want to box that much longer, and Eddie Hearn got to keep that money coming in. You see what I'm saying? So I really feel like, in all honesty, Eddie Hearn is attempting to move Jaron Ennis out of the way in terms of being at 147, move him up to 54, so it gives him a clear lane to build up his next potential UK star and Conor Benn. You feel what I'm saying? Conor Benn is somebody who's been at 147 for a while. He's ranked in just about every sanctioning body. You feel what I'm saying? In the welterweight division. But it's clear that Eddie Hearn doesn't want to fuck his money up with Conor Benn. So the last thing he wants to do is put him in the ring with somebody like Jaron Ennis. He prioritizes Conor Benn over Jaron Ennis. Let's just be honest. You feel what I'm saying? Like I said, his specialty is the UK boxing market. And he's going to do whatever he can to make sure that his UK boxing market is poppy, even if that means, you know, not prioritizing Jaron Ennis. You feel what I'm saying? So he wants Boots to move up to 154 pounds, keep Conor Benn at 147, and, you know, possibly get a fight with Mario Barrios, become champion, which he is capable of beating Mario Barrios if we being objective, if we being honest, especially after that Abel Ramos performance. And then after he receives that world title, if he were to win it, he'll take it over to the UK and continue to put asses in the seats out there at the O2 and the Wembley Stadium, especially since the British Boxing Board of Control, from what I've heard, is allowing Conor Benn to perform in the UK now. You feel what I'm saying? Because for a while he was banned from fighting in the UK because he didn't go through the proper investigation. So he was out fighting he did 2 fights in the US. You feel what I'm saying? One was at 154, and then he ended up fighting Pete Dobson. You feel what I'm saying? But, you know, I guess he went to court, he beat the case or whatever the case is. So now they're clearing him to fight in the UK. So Eddie Hearn is going to try to put Conor Benn in the best position possible, you know, title-wise. You know, get a world title, then take him over to the UK and pretty much hold that belt hostage and you know, fill the arenas up and cash out on some stupid paydays. You feel what I'm saying? And I just find that, and you know, this is exactly what he has in plan, because why is Eddie Hearn trying to put Conor Benn in position to fight for a world title, you know, for the WBC world title, when he knows goddamn well that Jaron Ennis wants to unify the division? So you meaning to tell me that you see more profit, you see more of it making sense in your mind to give Conor Benn the opportunity in comparison to Jaron Ennis? You feel what I'm saying? So I already see how this shit is already unfolding. I already see where, you know, Eddie Hearn's priorities are, and you know that's just what the situation is. You feel what I'm saying? So I just find it ironic how everybody is criticizing Jaron Ennis. You see the motherfucking Jaron Ennis hoodie. I'm rocking with that boy to the death. Like I said, I love Jaron Ennis. I love Bozy Ennis. I love how they represent the sport, and I know they ain't got no duck in their blood. You feel what I'm saying? What had happened was there was a huge miscommunication over with, you know, Turki Al-Sheikh, you know, offering to fight at 147 pounds, quickly finding out that that was a weight that they wasn't supposed to compete at. And now you're leaving Boots in a situation where it's like, do I continue building at 47 when I'm already an established world champion? Or do I go up to 154 pounds pretty much on late notice? You feel what I'm saying? Jaron Ennis isn't even in camp right now. This nigga done had Thanksgiving dinner for the past 4 days. He probably still eating no motherfucking leftovers from back in Thursday. You feel what I'm saying? So with that being known, you know what I'm saying? You just want this man to get up off of the couch per se, you know, hop in the gym on Monday and then just get ready for a last minute fight while Vergil Ortiz has been preparing since August. That shit don't make sense at all. You feel what I'm saying? Especially when he already had a preconceived notion that he was going to return in April. So y'all could listen to the narratives that being put out here, man. There's a lot of people out here hating on Jaron Ennis for no apparent reason at all. It's almost as if, you know what I'm saying, they just want to see the kid fail and they just looking for an opportunity to shit on him. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like this is a lot of, tired, broke ass Bud fans or whatever the case you want to call it. But regardless, I'm not subscribing to the narrative that he's ducking Vergil Ortiz. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, that time frame is a little bit, iffy. I honestly feel like they're trying to catch Boost slipping at a time where, Vergil Ortiz is well prepared. I honestly feel like Eddie Hearn is strategically trying to get Boost up out of the division to cater to Conor Ben. There's a lot of situations that's going on right now. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm providing you guys the real. I'm being as objective as possible. It's not like I said, like I said, it's not like Jaron Ennis is out here, giving the offer to Vergil Ortiz at 147 pounds, take it or leave it, after he done said that, he will fight at 154 pounds. Because if that's the case, you know what I'm saying, then Boost can be perceived as a duck or whatever the case may be. But from what I heard, Boost don't even give a fuck about what y'all talking about. So y'all can continue to run y'all mouths. Y'all can continue to criticize the man or whatever the case is. Boost needs to do whatever he feels, is in his best interest in his career. Vergil Ortiz had this preconceived notion that he was going to fight Terrence Crawford. The fight didn't come together. You see what I mean? So last minute, they trying to bring Boost in the mix and catch him at a point where, he's not even anticipating fighting, on February 22nd. You feel what I'm saying? And there was no negotiations at all. It was simply an offer. And for Boost to give up his welterweight title, it would have to make sense. Is Vergil Ortiz the opponent that will make enough sense for, Jaron Ennis to move up, vacate his title, and then, if he beats Vergil Ortiz, he's just left with a WBC interim. You feel what I'm saying? We really got to think about these things before we create these opinions and create these narratives that somebody's a duck. You feel what I mean? But that's my overall take on the situation, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. This is Mazuma TV. Thank you very much for tuning in. Over here at Pivot Boxing Academy, man. Y'all have a blessed, beautiful weekend. I'm out of here, man. Peace.